Hello, my name is Spencer Edwards. Alabama Crimson Tide head coach Nick Saban has more national championships to his name than the other 129 FBS coaches combined. The ultimate goal as a head coach is to win national championships, and Nick Saban is no stranger to winning. A handful of coaches could be argued to be the best college football coach of the 21st century, but Nick Saban's accomplishments as a head coach on the collegiate level are hard to compete with. Over the past century, Nick Saban has accomplished what other coaches can only dream of. Coach Saban is the best coach of the 21st century because he has consistently succeeded against tough opponents, coached more players than becoming All-Americans, and has won a total of 7 national championships. Coach Urban Meyer has accomplished many things like winning 3 national championships, producing first-round draft picks, and having the best winning percentage of the 21st century. Some may argue that this makes Urban Meyer the best coach of the 21st century. However, the ultimate goal for every college football coach every season is to win the national championship. David Briggs from the Toledo Blade stated that Saban now has more national titles than any other active head coach combined. Coach Meyer has 3. Clemson's Dabo Swinney and Texas A&M's Jimbo Fisher each have 1 title. Coach Saban has won a total of 7 national titles in this century and has produced 41 All-Americans. Coach Saban has faced far more challenging opponents in the SEC than Urban Meyer has faced in the Big Ten Conference. Coach Urban Meyer's accomplishments don't outshine Nick Saban's achievements enough to make him the best college football coach of the 21st century. Nick Saban continuously succeeded against the tough competition of the SEC. He coached all but 2 years in the Southern Eastern Conference during the 21st century. Now, during the other 2 years, he coached in the NFL for the Miami Dolphins. The SEC is the most competitive conference in all of college football. An SEC team has appeared 17 times in the national championship game over the past 21 years, according to Ticket City Insider. Coach Meyer may have a better or higher winning percentage than Coach Saban, but he didn't face tough competition when he was head coach at Bowling Green, Iowa, or at Ohio State. A winning record means nothing if your team isn't hoisting up the national championship trophy at the end of the season. Coach Saban will do whatever it takes to win the national title. On the evening of January 8, 2018, at Mercedes-Benz Stadium, Saban had a decision to make. Up to now, his starting quarterback Jalen Hurts was 25-2 as a starter. He was the reigning Offensive Player of the Year in the SEC and had guided Alabama to the playoffs in back-to-back seasons. But now, Jalen Hurts was struggling in the national title game against Georgia. At the end of the first half, he had only completed 3 of 8 passes for 21 yards. The Tide trailed 13-0 at halftime. In the locker room, Saban gathered his quarterbacks. He had a history of taking gambles in the national championship matchups, like the risky late-game onside kick against Clemson that propelled Alabama to win the 2015 title. And now Saban told his quarterbacks he was going to make another bold move. In a matter-of-fact voice, he said, "Tua, you're going to start the second half, and we'll see how it goes from there. We'll rotate if needed to." That declaration put Hurts on the bench in favor of the true freshman Tua Tagovailoa. He had only played sparingly in blowouts during the season. Tua Tagovailoa ended up leading the team into overtime and throwing the game-winning touchdown to defeat the Georgia Bulldogs. Coach Saban had to do what he could to ensure that they won the football game, and it paid off for his team. Georgia is in the SEC with Alabama, so this just goes to show the types of teams that Nick Saban has to compete with every year. Coach Saban has developed 41 of his players into All-Americans. The consensus All-Americans team is made up of the best players in college football, and the media picks one athlete to fulfill each position. Saban is able to point out weaknesses in his team that some of the media could never pick out. Saban saw that he had the most talented team in 2010 in America, and he was able to find weaknesses in the football team. He was able to recruit excellent high school football players and teach them discipline, and he was holding them accountable. Dante Howard and Mark Ingram were both college football All-Americans because he held them to high standards and expecting them to perform at a high level every game. Alabama's quarterback Mac Jones asked after their 2020 national championship if Saban was the best coach of all time. And the response was, "Come on, man. Of course he is. I mean, how can he not be? He does it the right way. He recruits well, but more importantly, he develops great players." Mac Jones may be very biased in his answer, but being an elite coach requires good recruiting and developing great players, which Nick Saban does cover both of those aspects very well. Saban has sent a total of 39 players during the 21st century to the first round of the NFL draft, which is more than any active college football coach. Coach Urban Meyer has only sent 21 players to the first round of the NFL draft. Nick Saban has won a total of 7 college football national championships. He won 1 championship during his time at LSU and 6 at Alabama. Monte Burks from Forbes suggests that after leading the Alabama Crimson Tide team to victory against Notre Dame in the 2013 BCS National Championship, Nick Saban deserves to be known as the best college football coach in recent times, if not for all time. This Forbes writer has met with Nick Saban on a few occasions, and from his point of view, he thinks that Nick Saban is the best to ever do it because of his determination and passion for winning football games. Nick Saban says that he takes 48 consecutive hours off every season before working on winning next season's national championship. Currently, Nick Saban has the most championships of all time. Urban Meyer comes in second with only winning 3 national titles during the 21st century. The well-known coach Bill Bryan had taken 37 years to win 6 national championships, and Nick Saban has won 7 national championships in the 19 years he had been head coach. The stat shows that Nick Saban has time left to accomplish far more than what he's already accomplished as head coach. Nick Saban has lost twice in the national championship game, and that was in 2016 and 2018 to the Clemson Tigers. Saban bounced back after those losses and went on to win 2 more titles. These 2 titles wins in 2017 against Georgia and in 2020 against Ohio State helped Nick Saban show that he was able to regroup and keep the dynasty intact. In conclusion, Coach Saban is the best coach of the 21st century because he consistently succeeded against tough opponents, coached more players to becoming All-Americans, and has won a total of 7 national championships. Saban and the Crimson Tide have prevailed over many highly ranked SEC opponents to go on and compete in the college national championship. He developed 41 All-Americans and has sent 39 players to the first round of the NFL draft, which is more than any coach in the 21st century. Nick Saban has won a total of 7 national championships and now holds the record for most national titles won by any college football coach in history. Although coaches Urban Meyer and Dabo Swinney have had recent successes, Nick Saban has accomplished far more greater milestones to make him the greatest college football coach of the 21st century. Thank you for your time, and roll Tide.